Hey guys, welcome back to another video. What we're gonna do today, I had gotten this at Joann's. It was like $2.50 I think, because it was 50% off, plus I got another 25 cents off, so it was like $2.25. So what I want to do with this, I can open this. This is a 5x7 stretch canvas, and I've never done this before. I'm not really a big painter, so I don't really know what I'm doing. So hopefully it comes out good. We'll find out together. So I'm gonna paint this, and in the Silhouette online store they have one that says keep calm and silhouette on, I think, or something. One of those phrases. And I want to use that. I want to make this. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna use this brown My Studio craft acrylic paint to paint this. I have it on some waxed paper because I've been gessoing. Let me see here. I can, oh, wrong way, sorry. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out, I think here. I don't usually move my camera, so you can kind of see over here that I've been working on the paper clip I bought at Michael's. I've gessoed it, and we're gonna make it into something else. And then I'm also working on altering this clipboard, doing something to it. So the newspaper, it got kind of messy and it kind of stuck in some places. So we're going to try the wax paper. I have one of the craft sheets from Tim Holtz, but I don't know how that really works with cleaning stuff off it, like the paint. I think you just wipe it off, but this works for me. So nothing will hopefully stick to the wax paper. I think that's the whole idea, and I would assume it would work with this too. So we're gonna try it. And then I got these at, I know Michael's does those sales, but I think you get like 25 for $1 at AC Moore or something, and I got a whole herd of these. So we're gonna try this and see how it goes. So, and then what we're gonna do, so we'll get this painted, and it looks like I'll need a couple of coats. I've never, like I said, never done this before. I'm trying something new with you guys. I don't know if this is how it's supposed to go. And unfortunately, if you are shrieking on the other end of your camera going, no, don't do that, watching the video, I can't hear you right now. So, like, I don't know if you're even supposed to paint with these brushes. I think the whole thing of crafts is, though, that you can kind of do what you want. Kind of make it work. So, we're going to do this. And then what we're going to do is, I have some of that yellow color from the Cricut vinyl. So we're going to pop that in the Silhouette. I know it's probably blasphemous, but it's vinyl, so it'll work. And we're going to print that and make basically essentially a, I was going to say a stencil. And then we're going to put the phrase on here, and we're going to use, these are both light pinks, but I haven't decided which one yet. I think I kind of like this one on the bottom more. So I think we're going to do that one. I was originally going to use by Ranger. I got them last year, which kind of irritates me that they wouldn't work. They're the daubers, the paint daubers, and all of them I've had issues with. They weren't opened, they were sealed, and I thought they were fine in their little drawer. I stored them upside down. But the cloudy blue one I was going to use on this for the base, I went to use it, and it was clumps of liquid. There was, not liquid, clumps of like paint, but it was all dried. It was pretty disgusting. There was no saving it, which is sad because I really liked the blue color, but it is what it is. Okay, so we've gotten our first coat here on the canvas. So if it needs more coats, I'll do that in between. I just wanted to show you how I was starting my project. And then the next parts of it, you're gonna see, the next part I'm planning is to cut the vinyl, and then we'll lay the vinyl on here. And then we will use the pink paint. I think it's gonna be this one. And this one's, they're both light pink. One is Craft Smart and one is My Studio. I think one comes from AC Moore and one comes from Walmart. I'm thinking the Craft Smart comes from Walmart and the My Studio comes from AC Moore. Oh, I was off the thing. Duh. Light pink. So they're both light pink. They're just different light pinks. So I think we're gonna go with the darker one, but I'm not sure. Not really sure yet which we're going to do. So we'll find out when we get there. So that's it for now. I'm going to stop the video here and hopefully join them together. I'm doing all kinds of things I've never done before. I've never done a video in pieces and hooked it together, so hopefully that turns out good too. We'll find out in the end together. So I'll be back when we have the stencil to stencil on the saying and stencil it all on there. Okay, stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm Bridget and my blog is www.crazycatladycraft.blogspot.com. And if you've been watching my channel, you know I challenged myself and you guys. I haven't seen anybody join in yet, which I'm hoping somebody does, or some people, at least one. So this will be projects 2 and 3. I actually did 4. I challenged myself to 3 by Tuesday. I'm filming this on Tuesday and hopefully I'll have this uploaded tonight. So I should have all my projects and videos uploaded tonight. How cool is that? So this project I showed you in a previous video. I showed it in a haul. I got the artist canvas from Joann. It was $2.50. And then I showed you when it was just brown. So I used this brown. It's My Studio, which I believe is from AC Moore. I've had it forever. And then this Craft Smart. I don't know if this is from Walmart or AC Moore, and it's the light pink acrylic paint. So what I did was I painted this all brown, and then I used some yellow Cricut vinyl to cut out in my Cameo this phrase, and then I just put it on and painted it. Now you all know I'm a little type A, so the little idiosyncrasies, I actually like them. Now this was really hard to do with the vinyl. These pieces kept wanting to come up, and as you can see the A didn't really stay down, but stuff to look out for the next time I do it. But I'm really happy with it, and it's my first project that I've really done vinyl with. The only thing I've really done vinyl with before were the Christmas ornaments, when you put them on and you'd etch the glass. So I'm pretty impressed with this. So this is project number 2. The Smashbook was project number 1. And we're going to do project 3 right now. So project 3 is another project that involves the Cameo. It's a recipe box. It's made by Lori Whitlock. And here are all the pieces. I've cut all the pieces for us. We're going to use a scoring board today. And we're also going to be using this. I got it at Michael's a long time ago and on clearance. It was one of like the $3.97s. So it's King & Company. It's double-sided and it's called Terry Conrad's Sweet Life. So there's that paper pad. I don't know if it's available. I'm sorry. But I thought it'd be cute for the box. So we're going to get started on some of these files. Lori does have a video. Lori Whitlock is the one that made the recipe box. And I purchased it out of the Silhouette store. So I will have on my blog the design ID with Silhouette if you are interested in getting it. Just trying to get a piece of paper out there. So on this one, there are score lines on the inside only, so you can see. So these will fold really nice. That's the thing about the score lines for the Silhouette. They fold beautifully. But what she didn't want was to have big chunks hanging out on the outside with the perforations, which I can agree. So it'll look more finished the way we did it. So instead of having these giant perforations here, which are going to go on the inside, she just did these little tiny marks. One's right here by my thumb, right there. And you can see one right there. So all we're going to do is put this in here, and we're just going to go ahead and score it. So we'll do right here, and then we'll wiggle that over a little bit and do right there, and then we'll turn it, move that over just a tad, and then go for those two. And we're going to flip this side and do the same thing. I'm just lining it up at the top. I'm not looking at any specific numbers. I'm just lining it up with anything that lines up, just so I have a straight line to use. And then this one here, just line your paper up next to the groove. And that will give you your nice line, as long as you hold it straight. Okay, so now we will go ahead and get these folded here. And then we've got to continue. I hope I'm not messing this up. Got to continue down, because I've never put one of these together, so we're putting it together for the first time today. Together. So I'm kind of figuring this out along with you guys. So hopefully we're doing it right. And that's not what you want to do when you're scoring. So we will go again. There we go. So we're going to fold all these down. Okay, get a nice crisp. And the blue cardstock I'm using is Baja Breeze. It's by Stampin' Up! And I believe it's actually a color that they have now. It was retired, but I believe it came back from retirement. So I'll leave it a goodie. And then these ones, these are obviously the inside because we have all those beautiful perforations. So we're just going to fold these here. Fold that one. And this one right here. Easy peasy. Okay. So those are done. So now it gets a little bit more complicated on these ones. They're a little, because it's pattern paper, it's kind of hard to see. So I'm kind of holding it off screen so I can see it to score it. So please bear with me. I'm sorry. I usually like to hold it so you guys can see it, but I want to make sure I get it scored correctly. So there's that one there. And then this one here. And then this one right down here. Now, if you do buy any of her files, always check YouTube because she has a lot of her projects. She has videos for them. Like this one, I never would have known why some were not scored and some were scored, and I wouldn't have had a clue. So watching the video was a good thing. So always look when you buy files. If you don't, if you have a Cricut, you obviously have the book with it and it will show you what to do. So that's not a problem. Okay, so let's get this other side scored. So we're going to take this one here down. And then this one, go a little bit over. Score that one down. And put this down here. And we're going to score the bottom. So we've got our score marks in here. Okay. Now, so we've got those two, and then we just have the cover to do. This may end up being a two-part video. This is going to be the inside of the cover. So I chose to do this pattern for the bottom of the box, and it will be the inside of the top of the box. So when you look inside, you'll still see something pretty. So we'll see how we do on time. This file also comes, I kind of flubbubbed. This also comes with 3 index cards. One of mine's kind of short, so I just rounded the corners and it'll work for me. I can always just stick it in the back. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with this. I'm not actually going to use this as a recipe box. I'm going to use it for something else. So excited to show you guys that. So let's get this one done. So we're going to go this way. So this is the outside one because it's the patterned paper and because we're having to do the score lines. So if you have to do the score lines, it takes a little bit when you're looking at it on the silhouette to kind of line things up and know what you want to do with stuff. So it took a little bit to figure that out, like what pattern you wanted. And it's nothing with a silhouette. It was just me trying to pick out what colors I wanted and what section I wanted to be patterned, what section I wanted to be full cardstock. You could do, if you have 2 patterns that you really like, you could do 2 patterns. You don't have to stick with just one. So I think what we're gonna do, we'll go ahead and get the cover out of the way first. So for this one, on the cover on the inside, you wanna put like this, the corners like this. And then for this one, you put them on the outside so they're not seen and they'll sink down. I'm sorry. This one goes on the outside. On the inside, because it's on the outside, okay? And then this one goes on the inside because it's inside. So when you open it, you have this. So you're not gonna see those flaps sticking anywhere. Okay, so does that make sense? They go inside for the outside and outside for the inside. I hope that makes sense. So let's go ahead and we'll start cutting some sticky tape to stick on here. That's what I'm gonna use. Okay. And I think this is gonna be a 2-part video, guys. I'm sorry, but I'd like to keep it around 15 minutes, and I'm looking, we're already at like 11. So it probably will be a 2-part video. But I did show 2 projects, so that's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. So we'll probably, I'm gonna try to get the cover at least done. And then in part 2, we'll put the box together. And then there will be another video showing my next project, which is all done. I'm going to assemble on screen basically what I need to, so you guys can see what I'm doing. And it's actually going to work together with this project. Okay, so for this one, remember, it goes on the outside because we have the big perforations. So, because when you open the box, you don't want to look at your corners. So line your corners up nice and tight, because they won't see this because it will sink into the one that's on the top. So you won't see it. Okay, make sure we got that. This is one thing that my nails come in pretty handy for in crafting, is lifting this tape. It seems to do it pretty good. Some other stuff I found is getting a little difficult, like typing. Getting just a tad difficult to do with the long nails. And I did get a message and somebody asked me if they were my real nails. Yes, they are my real nails. I've never had fake nails because obviously I have always been able to grow them. As you can see. So I have generally very, very strong nails. They can bend backwards and they kind of just rebound. Okay, so this is the inside. That's what you're gonna see when you take this cover off. So what we're gonna do here, because here it's gonna go on the inside. So here you want to put it on this flap because it's going to go like this so you don't see it from the outside. So if you want to put your flaps in, that's totally cool as a way to remember, because it's basically the opposite of the other one. So you don't want to get into like a factory setting where you just are doing the same thing repeatedly. You want to make sure that you're switching it up when you switch things. So it may be a good idea to do all of one thing. So if you're doing all of the lid, or if, I mean all of the outside and then all of the inside, so you don't get confused. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get the red sticky tape off. Okay, make some nice corners here, because this is the outside top of your box. And hopefully, if we've scored right, it'll all add up nicely when we put the two together. Okay, and our last corner. Okay, so now what happens is we put this in here, and we have our cover. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do this off camera. I'm just going to put some red sticky tape on the bottom on the opposite side and then on the sides to hold that up. Then we'll come back with part 2 and start working on the bottom. Stay tuned.